yogis. Thank you for joining me here today. We're going to work on a short sequence to really center the body and mind. So we'll begin by bringing our attention to the breath. And we're going to work with equal inhalations and exhalations. So we'll inhale to the count of 4. And exhale to the count of 4. Inhale to 4. And exhaling to 4. Inhale to 4. And exhale to 4. And then dropping the chin to the chest. We're going to inhale, rolling halfway up. Exhale, allowing the head to drop. And see if you can focus the movement around the nose. So you want to avoid putting too much pressure on the neck. So we're guiding the movement with the nose. And leaning into any areas of tension if you find them. And exhale, releasing the chest to center. Inhale to reverse direction. Again, creating the movement with the nose. Protecting the neck here. And exhale, releasing the head to center. Inhale, finding a neutral spine. We're going to inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to lean forward and then start to tilt towards the left side. So we're going to circle around at the hips. Inhale, bring the torso forward. Exhale, rounding the spine and drawing back. Inhale, coming forwards. And exhale, drawing back. Inhale forwards and exhale back. One more time, inhale forwards and then reversing the direction here. Exhale back the other way. And doing this a few more times, following your own breath. Keeping the chest open as you come forwards and then rounding as you come back. And then one last time coming forwards. And then finding your way back to center. And then from here we're going to inhale and sweep the arms to the side, up and over the head, reaching up tall. Exhale, drawing palms through heart center. One more time. Inhale to the side, up and over. Exhale into heart center. This time, inhale, sweeping to the side, really lengthening across the collarbone, reaching up and staying here. As you exhale, bring your right palm to the ground. We're going to allow the left hand to come over the head. Just slightly draw the head to the left and point with those right fingertips. So first we're going to grow tall. So the movement is upwards and then over. So we're going to create a strong line, a strong alignment across the right side of the body. center. And one more time. Inhale, lengthening arms to the side and then above the head. Exhale, this time grounding the left fingertips and reaching over the head of the right hand. We're going to lean towards the right side. Remember, lengthening before we go over. Keeping that left side of the body really long. And breathing here, pointing through those left fingertips. And one more cycle of breath, really breathing into the left side of your body. And exhale, releasing. Nice, and now slowly finding your way onto all fours. I'm going to take a moment to play with a bit of cat and cow here. So as you inhale, bring the tailbone up, head up, shoulders back down. Exhale, drawing up through the navel as you round the spine. Inhale, lengthening, shoulders come down the back. Gazes forward, exhale to round. And a couple more times following your own pace and rhythm. Allowing your breath to guide the movement. And then inhaling to neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes under here. We're going to exhale, drawing the knees off the ground, bringing the tailbone up, keeping those knees bent. And then when the tailbone can't go any higher, begin to pedal out the feet. Working into those hamstrings. And staying with your breath. Really pushing the mat away as you put the weight of your hand at the base of your fingers and your fingertips. And starting to transfer that weight to your heels. And breathing here. If you feel like you're rounding too much through the spine, then allow a gentle bend in your knees. Finding whatever works for you today. We're going to inhale, gaze forward, and we're going to start to slowly walk to the front of the mat. Very slowly. And then releasing the upper body as we get there. Keeping a gentle bend in the knees. We're going to grasp the opposite elbows. Keeping a wide stance. We're going to sway from side to side. Allowing the head to be relaxed and heavy. Everything is reaching down here. Remember, if you have any pain in your knees, on your lower back, experiment with a more generous bend at the knees here. And releasing on your next exhale. From here, we're going to inhale and we're going to bring the palms to the shins as we come into a flat back. So we're forming like a tabletop position here. The neck is long, gaze is just slightly forward to avoid crunching in the back of the neck. Exhale to fold. One more time, inhale, coming into your flat back, lengthening through the crown of the head. Exhale, folding forward from the hip, bending the knees if you need to. And then as you next inhale, we're going to allow a generous bend in the knee, and we're going to begin to unravel the spine by engaging the core. Vertebra by vertebra, the head comes up last. Exhaling here, we're going to inhale, sweeping the arms up and over, and then bringing them down and allowing ourselves to unravel again. So folding through the midline until we reach the floor again. And then inhale, we're going to slowly unravel again. Head comes up last. And we're going to flow here a bit. So we're going to exhale, allowing the chin to come to the chest. Shoulders drop down, bending the knees. And folding towards the ground. Again, generous bend in the knees, engage the core. Inhale, begin to unravel vertebra by vertebra. Head comes up last, stand tall, and exhale, folding down. One last time, following your own breath. Inhaling to come up. And exhale, dropping the chin to the chest, allowing the spine to release to the ground. Perfect. And from here, we're going to begin to straighten the legs as much as is comfortable, but bear in mind how your lower back feels. So if it feels quite tight, then still allow a slight bend there. And we'll work towards straightening the legs. So if you're comfortable here, leave your fingertips on the floor. If this is a bit too much, then bring them to the shin. Otherwise, you can also experiment with bringing them to the back of your heels. And then using that as a bit of leverage to open up through the collarbones and fold a little bit further forward from the hips. Releasing the head down. And then we're going to bring the fingertips to the front of the mat if they're not there already. And we're going to exhale, bring the left leg back into low lunge. So here you have the option to keep the leg up. If it feels better for you today, then bring that knee to the ground. Whichever option suits you today, we're going to be strong throughout both legs. And we're going to inhale, and we're going to sweep those arms up. The gaze can be forward, or if you want a slight back bend, begin to look towards your fingertips. The pelvic floor is engaged here, your core is engaged to keep you strong and active. And then we're going to experiment a bit with exhale and bringing the hands down. You have the option to ground them here. If this feels like a good enough stretch for you, then stay here. If you like to work with the upper body a bit more, then we're going to begin to reach to the left corner of the mat. And we're going to bow down. Keeping the pelvic floor engaged and strong, both legs strong. See if you can lengthen your torso and create space there. And then inhale, slowly walking back. Bringing the palms on either side of the right foot. On your next exhalation, we're going to bring the feet into plank position. So we're going to flow for a little vinyasa. If it feels right for you, bring your knees down and then lower your body to the ground. Or tilting forward here and slowly lowering the whole body to the ground. Then we're going to inhale and come up into Cobra. Keep the elbows by the side of the body. Exhale into Child's Pose. Allowing the head to reach as far down as it will go. If you reach the floor, then maybe take a moment to sway from side to side to massage your forehead. Allowing your body to relax here for a bit. And then we're going to inhale, come up. Finding your way into down dog on your exhale. Taking one breath here. You're going to inhale, lift the left foot, and then bring it between the palms. And again, you have the option to stay here or lower the knee to the ground, depending on what feels good for you today. And keeping both legs active and strong, pressing through all four corners of your left foot. We're going to inhale, engaging the core, sweeping those arms up. Again, gazing forwards or upwards for a slight back bend. more time, experimenting with bringing the arms down to the inside of the left foot. If this is a good enough stretch for you, then stay here. If you want a little bit more, then reach into the right corner of the mat and lengthening the torso. Staying active through the hips, through the thighs. Keeping your core engaged so you can create that space in the upper body so you can really stretch there. And I know this is a very active pose. See if you can create a sense of relaxation and release here. I know it can be hard, but just breathe into any areas of tension and see if you can let go a little bit more. Remember, if you need to, you can always ease off of it. And then inhale, coming back. Bringing your palms on either side of the foot. And on your next exhale, coming into plank pose. And again, flowing through your vinyasa. So either bringing the knees down or hovering, keeping the elbows by the side of the body until your whole body comes down to the mat. And then inhaling into cobra. Front body is strong and active. Exhaling into down dog this time. And stay here for one breath as you push the mat away and really raise the tailbone. We're going to inhale to the front of the mat. And you have the option to walk or hop to the front of the mat. Exhale, release the upper body. And then one more time, we're going to hug behind the calves, if that works for you. Otherwise, keeping your fingertips on the mat or on the shins. On your next inhalation, we're going to begin to unravel the spine. And we're going to reach up. And from here, we're going to begin to tilt the arms forward, and then we're going to bend the knees coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. And see if you can avoid collapsing in the knees. See if you can keep them in line with each other. Make sure you can see your toes, so you're not leaning into the knee joint too much. And then exhale, folding, hugging behind the calves. And then one more time, inhale, begin to straighten the spine, reaching all the way up. And then exhale, tilting forward with the arms, then bending the knees into chair pose. One breath here. And exhale, folding, bringing the fingertips to the mat, palms to shin, or hugging the back of your leg. And one last time, inhale, beginning to straighten up, reaching up with the arms, bringing them forward as you exhale, and then coming into chair pose. Allowing the tailbone to come back, but don't tilt it too much, so we don't want to compromise the alignment in the lower back. And last time, exhale, folding forwards, fingertips to the mat, or hugging the back of your legs. And stay here for a few breaths. See if you can fold a little bit deeper. So as we inhale, the head is reaching towards the feet. As we exhale, we want to hug the chest closer towards the legs. Again, finding that edge, that part where you can feel the stretch but it's not overwhelming. Working with your body. And then inhale, coming into a flat back. Exhale, grounding the palms and finding your way into down dog. One breath here as you stretch, lengthen across the whole spine. Crown of the head is long, neck is long. We're going to inhale, we're going to raise the left foot to the sky, keeping the hips squared. We're going to bend the knee as you exhale, and we're going to bring that behind the left wrist. Releasing the right leg, allowing it to go back. And bring the palms beside the body. So you have the option to stay here. If this feels quite comfortable, then begin to work towards bringing your left shin parallel to the front of the mat, or towards that direction at least. And flexing the foot here to keep your knee joint protected. You're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding forwards. And again, you can stay on your forearms. Maybe you can cushion your head by bringing your palms on top of each other and resting there. Or bring your head all the way to the mat. Wherever you are, remember to stay with your breath. And whilst you're here, see if you can start creating a sense of drawing your right leg away. So activating that leg so you can go deeper into the stretch. And then inhaling to come up. And then you have the option to stay here if this feels good. This is already quite a nice stretch. If you want to work on your quads a little bit, then bend your right leg and reach for your right foot with your right hand. And begin to kick away with that foot. So that will help you also open the chest as you resist with the hand. And then exhale, releasing, just bowing down for a second to release the back if you need to. And inhale, begin to bring the left foot back. Exhale into your down dog. One breath here. And then inhaling the right leg up, keeping the hips squared. Exhale, bending the knee and bringing it behind the right wrist. Allowing the left leg to draw back and come to the mat. Again, keep your right shin where it is, or beginning to bring it parallel with the front of the mat. Fingertips beside the body, lengthen the spine. Exhale, begin to fold forwards, coming onto your forearms, or working towards bringing the head to the mat. And again, breathing into those areas of tension. So the hips are quite famous for holding a lot of emotions. So if you find that any difficult sensations or thoughts come along, maybe try to treat them like guests. So they come, they have their time to stay, but they also go. But give them some space to express themselves. And see if you can ease any difficulties with your exhalation. And then inhaling to come up. Option to stay here. Begin to bend that left knee and reach the left foot with the left hand. And again, pressing away with the foot, but resisting with the hand. So you're working with the quads, but also opening up the left shoulder. And exhale, release, bowing down just for a second to release the spine. Inhale, bring the right foot back. Exhaling into your down dog. Stretching here, and then exhale, bring the knees to the ground with control. Perfect. And then we're going to find our way to lie down on our backs. Take a moment to hug the knees in here. Maybe rock from side to side to massage the lower back. Now I'm going to ground the feet here. I'm going to work towards bringing them as close to the buttocks as possible. Ideally, we want to be able to touch the heels with our fingertips. But if you can't do that today, that's fine. We're just working towards it. It will come with time. And then as you inhale, we're going to begin to unravel the tailbone, lifting up through the pelvic floor, and then lifting up vertebra by vertebra. Maybe coming on top of your shoulders here. Or if you want a little bit more, interlace the fingers here, so you can come up on your forearms also. On your upper arms, sorry. And pushing away with your feet, really lifting the hips up, coming up through the front body too. Sternum is reaching up. And then exhale, slowly unraveling. And hugging the knees in one more time. Maybe rocking gently from side to side. And then from here, we're going to hug the knees with the left arm. We're going to reach the side of the right. And we're going to slowly lower the knees to the left side. If you want, you don't need to hug them anymore once they've reached the floor. You can release them. Keeping the gaze slightly to the right, we're going to work towards keeping the knees on the ground and reaching the right shoulders to the ground. Allowing the breath to create space here. Maybe you find that your breath is finding different paths through the back of your body. And inhale back to center. I'm going to switch over this time, wrapping the right arm around the knees, reaching out with the left, and allowing the knees to drop towards the right. And again, you don't need to hug them when they reach the floor. You can do if it's comfortable for you. Working to keep that left shoulder grounded and gazing towards the left fingertips. And again, allowing the breath to find new ways of exploring space. And inhale back to center. Hugging the knees in one last time. And taking a really deep breath in here. Exhaling with a sigh. Letting it all out. Nice. And from here we're going to negotiate our way up. If you want, you can roll down to the side and work your way up. Maybe you can engage your core slightly and begin to balance your way up. You hold it here for a second, and then finding your way to a comfortable seated position. And again, centering, maybe closing your eyes here, bringing your attention back to your breath. work a bit with Nadi Shodhana. So it's alternative nostril breathing. And so basically we're going to use the right thumb and index finger. So we're going to place the right thumb over the right nostril. And we're going to inhale through the left nostril. We're going to close the left nostril. And we're going to exhale through the right nostril. Inhaling through right nostril. Closing right nostril. Exhaling left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And again, if you feel like your pace of breath is different, please do follow that. If not, then we're going to inhale through the right side, doing a few more cycles. Exhale left. Inhale left. And exhale right. Last time, inhaling right. And exhale left. And then releasing the palms. And checking in with your body one last time before we close this practice. So Nadi Shodhana really helps us calm the nervous system down. See if you can really reap those benefits, really enjoy this moment here. And that's us done for today. And thank you very much for joining me. And I will upload a new video soon. And I hope you enjoyed that. And you have a lovely day or evening or afternoon wherever you are. Thank you very much.